If you look over my shoulder, you have the city of New York, the skyline that's forever changed. One of the reasons why we chose this venue was so that we can look out and remember what used to be, what is no more, and who has been fighting to defend us ever since that horrific day. Now, 10 years have passed. A lot of things have happened. And to me, one of the most, one of the most epic moments of my life was I was sitting in our other office in central New Jersey. It was late Sunday evening, I believe, and the news was buzzing around that Osama bin Laden was killed. We were looking for TV coverage, radio coverage, something to find it. And lo and behold, we found Mr. Rivera, Geraldo Rivera, with the call of our generation, the greatest call of all time, and one that lifted my spirits, lifted the spirits of my team, lifted the spirits of so many veterans who have been fighting to get that guy for the last 10 years. When he said, "We got him, Osama bin Laden is dead." I mean, one of the greatest calls of my lifetime. And it's the cherry on top for all that Geraldo has done for our veterans by raising awareness about the plight of veterans and their families and the things that they go through. It's the reason why we would like to honor Mr. Rivera with our 2011 Civilian of the Year Award. Mr. Rivera.
It's appropriate that I gave that to Colonel Scott Blackwell to carry for me because I remember a night, an early morning raid in Afghanistan. It was a long field, like a 1,000-meter field, a rough field we had to cross, and I had this bad back surgery. I had one limping leg, and I hooked my hand into his belt, and the colonel carried me across that field. I'll never forget that, but that's what they do. That's what our men and women in uniform do. They carry the whole nation, don't they? And I'm so honored. Thank you so much for this. It's been a rough 10 years. It's been a time where, like the family being honored here tonight, it's so many American families have suffered so much to bring freedom, to defeat the enemy, to get the son of a bitch who took those buildings down, but we did it. We did it right. And now, you know, it's easy in a sense to, you know, draw your saber and charge the hill and all that glorious, glamorous aspect of war. That's in some ways because we have the most magnificent armed forces ever assembled. That's the easy part. The hard part now comes when everyone comes home, and to get them assimilated back into society and pay them back for what they have sacrificed. As I said this morning on Fox and Friends, or one of the programs I was on this morning, it is, just think of what has happened to so many American families. 22-year-old kid goes, he has a kid, his wife may be pregnant with, his 20-year-old wife pregnant with another kid. He goes overseas for a year, making money that most of us would consider, you know, not market rate, and all that anguish and all that suffering and all the rest of it. They need help coming back. We have to pay them back. You know, and I look around. One of the things I am most honored to know people like Scott and Mary Lou Blackwell, people that I've seen over 10 years fighting for our nation, fighting for us, and now we have to pay back. I'm so honored to be here. And you're a wonderful organization. You're a brilliant mayor. I wish I lived in Newark, I could vote for him. I'd vote, you know, time and time again if I could. But I just want to thank you. I am honored. I'm privileged to be here. My mom is raised here in Newark. You know, so it's a sensational honor. I'm delighted to be here with all of you. I'm delighted that you care so much on this very worthy cause. Now all of us together, now let's defeat the depression, the unemployment, the suicide, the you know, the lack of direction, whatever it is. Now let's get together and help those who defended us. They gave us our freedom, they gave us our liberty. Now let's give them a chance to come back to American society as honored colleagues, veterans. It's so different than it was years ago in Vietnam, and thank God for that. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thanks again, Geraldo. That's a great honor of ours. Thank you for swearing also, because my mother and father were here. I didn't want to do it myself, but thanks for taking care of that for me. I meant to do it, but I didn't want to get in any trouble.